Hello, everyone. So, tomorrow is the winter solstice. So, on the 21st of December, it's Friday today, tomorrow will be Saturday, and we have the winter solstice. And I thought I would just share a really simple ritual that you can do to celebrate this time. I really love the winter solstice because for me, it feels like really relevant to what's happening in nature. So the winter solstice is when it's the darkest night of the year, and it's really about celebrating darkness. And I love this, and it's not something that we think so much about in our culture, really. We think about Christmas at this time of year, but not so much the solstice. And I just wanted to give it a little bit of, due, like give it, a bit of airtime. So I'm going to get straight into it. So, a really, really simple ritual that you can do. So, first step is you can either do it with people or you can do it by yourself, whichever works and whichever you prefer. Both work really, really well. And what I like to do first is to set the space, right? So cleanse the space with like a smudge stick, something like this. You could even create a bit of an altar. I think just go with your intuition and what you want on the altar. I quite like to have things that represent the elements. So you can have like a bowl of water for water. A candle is going to be quite important for this because we're going to be in the dark. I'll come to that in a moment. And having candles. So having a candle ready, having some incense burning, and just generally like creating a really lovely setting. Because then what you're going to do, once you've got your setting and you've cleansed the space and you've taken a few breaths just to kind of ground yourself and maybe with others as well. And getting a journal as well is going to be really helpful for this. So you've got your altar, you've cleansed the space, you've got your journal, you've got your people or yourself. And then you're going to spend some time reflecting on the darkness. Okay. So, something that, again, we are not very good at is like thinking about where dark times or tough times have really helped us and shaped us. We're really good at celebrating the light when things feel easy, but actually this is a really good time to reflect on those tough times. Think about when you've had tough times this year, when things have been hard, and what these times have taught you, what these times have helped you grow through. Challenges bring growth. And this is a really good time to really reflect on that so that we can then bring the light in. And then you can start thinking about, so take a moment in this space with your journal, thinking about the darkness of this year and what has been tough and how this has helped you in some way. And then reflect on the light and what light you want to bring in. So that's the step after. And again, you could do this with other people where you discuss that with one another. So you spend some time reflecting on the tougher times and then the light that you want to bring in after celebrating the dark and honoring the dark. So spend some time reflecting on this year that has passed, focusing all on things that have happened and things that have been particularly challenging and seeing them in a new light. And then what you can do is, once you've spent some time reflecting on that and on the light, do something to then celebrate in a way that you see fit. So that could be, putting on music and dancing with your friends, spending a bit of time doing that, and just really celebrating the tougher times, because again, I think that we have to recognize that it isn't always going to be ease, love, light. I'm a big fan of recognizing the dark and being prepared for it. We are in the darkest time of year, and instead of pretending it doesn't exist or shunning it away, it's about like taking that moment to honor and celebrate it. So what I'm going to do now, so that's your ritual. Spend some time celebrating afterwards and then closing it off and thanking everyone with you, or just thanking yourself, thanking spirit, and taking a little time to have some gratitude as well. Okay, so I'm going to smudge my cards and I'll do a little reading over the weekend, just some guidance, just some general guidance over this solstice weekend. I might do some oracle cards as well. Okay. Hope we're all doing okay, by the way. Oh, I just love doing this so much. It always smells so good. I love it. Okay, maybe you can see some smoke appearing on the screen there. Okay, some general guidance, please, for those watching over this solstice weekend. Oops. Ooh, quite a few have fallen out there. Is that a few too many? Yeah, maybe that's a little too many. See if they come back out. Had a little wink. They sorry. They had a little wink at me, so I remember. See if any come back out. Guidance, please, for those watching. What do the cards want to say about this weekend, please? Ooh, that one shot right out. I think it is just one this time. Oh, I love this. Okay, here we go. First card we've got 10 of Cups. Satiety, sorry, that's really blurry. There we go. Hopefully you can see that a bit better. 10 of Cups. Yeah, this is really about celebration. It's about completion, right? So 10s are the end of like the minor arcana. The 10 is the ending. So it's really about celebrating. And like often with this card as well, I associate it with being with friends and family, and obviously we are coming up to Christmas period now. Well, we're in the Christmas period now. Next week will actually be Christmas, so it's a really good time to spend time with loved ones, celebrating, happy families. Like, I love that this card is here. Yes, like just contentment, real like spending time on just like being grateful for all that is, you know. It's not really a time for building, like I know we've been saying this some time, but it's really just like spend some time this weekend just really reflecting, really going into reflection. And I love like with this ritual as well, when you turn the lights down, you've just got the candlelight. There's something about it that really allows us to go into that reflective mode. So I'd really recommend doing that, spending some time in the dark, but then with a little flicker of light, you know? And like energetically speaking, I just think, yeah, here we go. We've got the Hermit going inward. It's very much the vibe. Like, yes, like there is something about spending time with people and celebrating with loved ones, but it's really about reflection. And like, I love that there's this light here as well. Like we're talking about the dark and then just like a little bit of light. He's got this lamp, but it's like giving off so much light. Yeah, to retreat, to take some time for solitude this weekend if you can. This can be really tricky this time of year to do that, because a lot of people can feel very bound by duty and obligation at this time of year. But I think it's really important, if you can, to spend some of this time on your own in reflection, maybe even reading cards for yourself or that kind of thing, or just meditation, but just something to just take time out for you on your own. Solitude is really what the Hermit speaks of, right? The Hermit. One more card, please. I love this guidance so far, though. It's so good. Yeah. Yeah. So we've kind of talked about this already. This card to me always feels like it's about taking the time. This is 9 of Discs, gain. Taking the time to reflect on the abundance that's already here. And we've got 10 of Cups. Different, but sort of similar. It's like a time to like not create more, but just to feel what is already here. Like that's what like manifestation's really about. It's about being the frequency of abundance. And that, in order to embody the frequency of abundance, we recognize the abundance that is already here and we feel abundant. It's all about the feeling, right? It's not about what I'm going to get exactly. It's more about like if you feel abundant, then you are aligned with the frequency of abundance, which brings more abundance to you. And card is very much about abundance, because look at all the coins on it. It's gain, right? Gain. And it's discs, which is like money, material wealth, material world type stuff. So I love this guidance so much. I do feel compelled just to get a little bit more guidance from the Oracle deck. Guidance, please, for those watching over this weekend. Just feels like it's going to be really comforting this weekend, like really taking time to like be comfy and nurturing. I know I've been saying this for some time, but wow, do we need it? Yes, love this. Okay. Guidance for those watching, please. Ooh, this is so interesting. Okay. Yeah, I love this. Okay, here we've got be proud of yourself. Again, it's this like reflection, you know, this taking the time, like get your journal out, write down like all the good, like yes, reflect on the darkness, but like we turn it into a positive when we do that. It's like we need these moments of darkness, and this feels like, again, it's like taking time to acknowledge things, taking time to recognize things, not trying to move on to the next thing all the time. Like, let's celebrate, let's like take a minute to be like, wow, like look at what this year has brought. This is a really interesting one as well. We've got here be real. Yeah. And I think there's something about vulnerability like this weekend, especially if you're spending time with other people and hopefully with people that you trust. But like, yeah, there's something I'm really feeling like a need to have very real conversations this weekend. For some of you, like a need to open up about something that feels quite specific in a way. But yeah, like if you are spending time with people, like, yeah, just having those like real authentic conversations, not doing the small talk so much. There's something here about that. I love this so much. And then finally, we have got know your worth. And again, we've got 2 Taurus cards here, which is really interesting. We don't have lots of Taurus energy specifically, but again, it's just like there's something about like just taking the time. I know I'm just repeating myself a lot now, to just be like, no, like look at how far I've come. Look at this year. Like, wow. You know, like really, really do that work. Don't just be always like, what's next? Like, take the time to celebrate. We are really rubbish, I think, in our culture at celebrating. You know, we don't take the time to do that and to see like how capable we actually are and how much we've been able to do and achieve. But like now we need to rest and reflect on that, not just always be in that mode. You know, it's not always about being productive, it's about reflection as well. So if I had to summarize, reflect. I hope that was helpful and interesting, and that the ritual was helpful for you as well. Something to try out over this weekend anyway. And again, spend a bit of time on your own as well. If you are not going to do this on your own, spend some time on your own as well, definitely. So yeah, so thank you again so much for watching that, and I will see you all. Hopefully I'll see you all next week as well. I know it's a bit, you know, it's Christmas and stuff, but I'm going to continue trying posting, but we'll see what happens. I'm just going to go with it. So yeah, have a lovely weekend, and I'll speak to you all soon. Mwah! Bye.